All lanes of the Brent Spence Bridge, they are back open after a police chase ended in a crash. Thanks for joining us at 10. I'm Tricia Mackey. Police tell us they do have a suspect in custody. Rob Williams is live with more on how everything unfolded. Rob?
Tricia, I am virtually under the Brent Spence Bridge. I'm sure you can hear it above me as the cars roar over. We're on the Covington side of the Brent Spence Bridge, and to get you acclimated to where we exactly are, the circular Radisson Hotel that everybody's so familiar with when they drive to the airport, it's about 2 blocks south of me. The Brent Spence Bridge is here, and the reason why I took you here is because that's where police got the suspect back to the ground 3 hours after he led police on a chase, crashed on the southbound lanes of the Brent Spence Bridge, shut down traffic, affecting thousands of drivers during the afternoon commute at the height of rush hour.
I came from Erlanger. I left about 5 after 4. And, it don't take long to get here. And I've been sitting ever since.
Hours after a police chase ended in a crash on the Brent Spence Bridge, authorities secured the suspect, 38-year-old Joshua Baker, after he ended up wedged underneath the bridge.
Foot on the car one. He is about 10 feet south of the vortex, right in the middle of the bridge.
Covington police say this all started when they got information that a vehicle connected to a home invasion and burglary from last week was spotted on I-75 North. They were chasing the suspect from Buttermilk Pike until he lost control and crashed into 2 other cars in the northbound lanes of the bridge.
Yeah, they went past me. I was on the right side lane, coming down the Cutting Hill. And the guy was probably going maybe 80, 90 miles an hour. And that's when I seen a bunch of cops.
Police say Baker took off on foot and tried to carjack someone before climbing under the bridge, getting stuck between metal beams.
Low one to command. He's starting to shimmy out like he might go off.
Covington police say he was in the support beams for hours. Police then went under the bridge and were able to free Baker onto the catwalk. This is video showing the moment police took him into custody after getting him down on a ladder. Baker is facing a list of charges, including fleeing, carjacking, and criminal mischief. Police say a female passenger in his car was taken to the hospital for minor injuries. The other 2 drivers involved were okay. All right, so I'm going to show you exactly where police put up the ladder. It's at the top of the flood wall, and as you can see, there's not much clearance between the top of the flood wall and then the bottom of the bridge. Now, if you look up into the bridge, I don't know if you can see it because it's pretty dark out here, you kind of see metal beams. That's where police say the suspect got stuck, got kind of wedged under the bridge, because we heard earlier, Tricia, that he either ran away from the scene, jumped into the bridge, or climbed down a ladder. Now it seems like he climbed down a ladder because he ended up in that metal beam a little bit closer to the middle of the bridge, but still closer to the Covington side. That's why Covington police are the ones who arrested him and brought him back to the ground safely. We know that paramedics checked him out. They took him to UC Medical Center to check him out there. And then after all that is done, he will be arrested, and he's facing a lot of charges, as you just heard. The other thing I want to just mention is that they were able to get him from where he was in a precarious situation, kind of wedged in a beam, not securely, get him onto or first secure him and make sure he was safe, put him on the crosswalk, walk him off, get him on that ladder, and bring him back to ground. The other thing I want to mention, Tricia, is that in the beginning, we saw all those police boats in the water, and we were wondering if he jumped and if they were looking for him, but now we can probably deduce that they were in the water in case he fell. Tricia, back over to you.
I guess the one thing we knew that it was a home invasion, and police were saying that he was armed and dangerous, that's what they assumed of him. Do we know anything else about how they were tipped off, how this chase started, if this home invasion was a week ago?
According to another reporter who was talking to police on scene, and they did not give a lot of information, right? Because we asked them if the southbound lanes were affected, why did you close down the northbound lanes? He didn't give us a lot of information. All he said was it was for safety reasons. We do know that he was caught on Buttermilk Pike, and I think the license plate or something with his cars alerted police that he was connected to this home invasion and burglary from last week.
Now, I know it's so dark where you are, Rob, and you probably can't even tell, but let me just ask you this. When police were saying they think that he might be underneath the bridge or maybe come down the ladder, and I heard on the scanners that he was in that catwalk, can you tell that he kind of like flip himself over? Did he climb down there? How do you shimmy down that way? What do you do?
So I don't know. So witnesses told police they saw him coming down a ladder. As I look at the bridge, and I don't have full clearance, but I can look at the bridge, and I would assume a lot of the work that we see right here, the engineering, is similar, closer to the middle of the bridge. Like when you look off the side of the bridge, there are like huge metal rods that span the bridge from side to side, and then there's a big X underneath it holding up the bridge. And then the catwalk is in the middle. And if you look here, Trisha, I don't know if you can see, but you can tell that's a catwalk because not only is it a steel beam, it has like a railing on the side, and a lot of the other metal beams don't have a railing on the side, which I think, for me, would make me feel less safe if I was wedged in that metal beam versus being on that catwalk.
All right,
but
Rob.
He was first in the metal beams. They secured him, got him to the catwalk, and at that point, I think they felt like he was safe.
All right, Rob Williams, fantastic.